It's an exciting adventure. I guess you can just say, yeah, I made a canoe and went for a paddle, but it's a lot more than that.
The way that we've grown up and the way that we learn our culture is that there's so many things that pull us together instead of separating us, and the canoe is one of them things.
The canoe journey for us is about continuing cultural practice. The question that our people ask us, who will we be in another 200 years? If we don't continue any cultural practices, if we don't understand our stories are who we become, and they make us who we are.
Seized with this desire to try and touch the Indigenous history of the place that I lived, and I found a book by Robert Anderson. There was the line in there which spoke of a maritime route of connection between the Gold Coast and North Stradbroke Island. That for me was the catalyst for the whole journey, and the way we decided to do that was by making canoes, which we then paddled from Surfers Paradise up to North Stradbroke Island.
I think with any kind of experience that's new and unfamiliar, there's always room for growth in a person and in a people's, and so to make the traditional dugout canoe that our ancestors have made before us, that was something that was really encouraging and empowering.
From the beginning of understanding the knowledge around it and getting the young guys together, making the canoes, and then doing that old journey that our people have done for generations. It's actually a living collective memory that's still being lived out through the people. It gives people a lot of hope in who they are as a people.
Yeah, well, talk about sharks. I think I've seen personally about 8 or 9 sharks.
When it started to go down, I knew it was going to sink eventually. I was like, Ben, if this boat doesn't come back, we're probably going to get eaten. And I don't know what Ben was thinking. I think he was pretty scared.
I only fell out once. Felt good, like doing this for our people and that.
It's an ancient story, and it's a group of people who've lived successfully here for tens of thousands of years. It's a privilege for them to have allowed me to do a little bit each time, so I'm really lucky.
I find you sort of just hit a rhythm and then you stop thinking too much and never think about how far you got to go. Isn't that right, Dave? I'm just hungry.
It makes me feel happy and honoured to be an Aboriginal person, that these young fellas are still maintaining their culture and actually doing it and not saying it.
It's beautiful. I would love to see this every year, this tradition being passed down. It's just so good that this sort of thing still happens.
We need to support our Indigenous brothers, and that'll make this nation great, because they have so much to share and we've got so much to gain together, and that's what this journey is all about. It breaks your heart because you love this country, and we should love each other.
A lot of young fellas, they're all into their phones and that now, and the alcohol and that, and they get distracted from all the cultural side of things. They told us a lot that they were proud of what we were doing, because we were keeping our culture alive and bringing it and teaching the kids and stuff nowadays, so we don't forget.
The overwhelming feeling for the last few days has been feeling connected. It feels like coming home.
I feel like, because we went and done this thing, I feel like we need to do more of it. Not just the canoeing, but everything that our old fellas did, just carrying it all on.
To be able to experience that as a white person, it's just amazing. It was just such a memorable moment for my life.
You get that on camera?
You know, we've got this special story, you know, behind all these buildings and right at our feet. That is bigger, and there's much more to it.
In relationship to the rest of this nation, to be able to continue that practice and actually bring the rest of the nation into those stories, this is kind of a little bit of a microcosm of what can happen. There's a lot of lessons to be learned out of this journey, and there's lots in there that the broader community can take away from it. if they will Bundjalung and Yalangi, if they will listen and see.